I grab my nuts. I swab my nuts. I lick my nuts.
Hello and welcome to the Poop Wallet Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, the self-described extreme heterosexual Lindsey Graham has died before Mitch McConnell somehow by a heart attack. Now, Lindsey Graham, I did not know anything about. I'll be real, until he died. But I did some research on him. Most people say he's a warmonger. Seems kind of like it. I mean, it's just like U.S. politician. It's just like, all right, guys, forever wars. That's pretty standard, I think. Um, so he seemed to be a closeted homosexual. That was a through line. And that's uh not bad. It's not bad. The thing is that he also was for gay rights. He was for gay rights. So like, he wasn't it wasn't like a Republican guy who was secretly gay. It was just like, I mean, he was a Republican guy who was secretly gay, but the idea is that he supported gay people as well, though. He just didn't describe himself as gay, even though he described his journeys as extremely heterosexual across these. Anyway, anyway, he seemed all right, I guess. He started running for president in 2016, ran against Trump. He hated Trump in 2016 and 2015. And one of his things was, if I'm president, we're going to drink more. That was one of his quotes. And I thought that was a really nice quote. I like that. And my thing was, is like, my friends, they told me, they were like, yeah, he's kind of a piece of shit. And like, everything until like recent years, I was kind of like, whatever on. Like, because like, I mean, like he supported gay people, but he also blew up people, you know. And if I'm president, we're gonna drink more. That's kind of awesome, you know. Like I can't really hate that too much. He hated Trump in 2016 because Trump gave out his number when he was running against him. Um, Trump on live television gave out Lindsey Graham's number. Uh, he called him a beggar and gave out his number. Uh, um, But after Trump got into office, he completely changed his mind on him and just started sucking his dick. Um, Seemed like in the later years, like he just started like sucking the dick of everything. A lot of people have also been saying that he might have been assassinated, but I don't really think so. I think a heart attack makes sense, but also in this day and age, it also makes sense to kill somebody with a plausible deniability thing, you know. So like it could be that, but I don't think so. Um so three different theories. The number one most likely one is he had a heart attack. He's old, you know. The second theory is that he was poisoned, you know, or something like that, because he was just in Ukraine. The day before he died, he was in Ukraine, and the place he was at got bombed, which leads to my third theory, which isn't my theory. It's just what I've been reading. But the third theory that I've been seeing is that he died in the bombing of the artillery factory that he was visiting. Which that would be a bummer. But I mean, I don't think that we'd cover that up. I think we'd be like, Russia killed our boy. But also we don't need an excuse to go to war with Russia, right? Like we don't need that. So I can also understand doing that. Whatever. Um so yeah, I mean, Lindsey Graham seemed like a pretty funny guy overall. Um the I was saying that He's extremely homosexual, or not homosexual, heterosexual. Excuse me. I thought that was pretty funny. Um, so I guess God rest Lindsey Graham's soul. He's a United States senator. I don't know what else to say about it. I didn't know. People wanted me to talk about him. I'm like, I guess he's just who cares, right? Who cares? We're back at war with Iran. Um, as if that impacts anybody in America, really. Like, oh, we're back at war. I didn't even notice. I'll be real. Who noticed we were back at war? I didn't. I didn't. I had to be told. So, yeah, I don't. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Fuck it. Fuck it. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Okay, we're at war. We're not at war. The only difference is sometimes the gas prices are a little different. Like sometimes the gas is a little different. You have to pay a little more. It just war doesn't really matter to Americans. Like I think that's something that these other countries don't understand. Is that like we just don't really care. We don't really give a shit. We're doing it for the love of the game. Okay? Not many other countries are doing that. We're doing that. We're doing it out of the love of the game. We're sliming people out left and right. Mitch McConnell is also gonna be dying soon, I presume. He's been in the hospital. Um, I can't believe that Lindsey Graham has died before Mitch McConnell. It's crazy. You know, even though they're all like fucking 70. Let's be real. They're all like 70, 70, 80. Why are we so surprised? Like, oh wow, a 70-year-old died. Yeah. Did you know that tree fell in the woods? You fucking idiot. Old people die sometimes? Really? Shit, bro. Maybe we shouldn't have them leading our country if they're like about to die. Just a thought I had, a real original thought. Anyway, Max Holloway had to fucking address the crowd after McGregor embarrassed himself in the sport by fighting on a hurt leg and wasted my Saturday night. Just so you know, I was up late. I was up late watching that. I'm not supposed to be up that late. I'm not supposed to. But I was up late and I was watching and I was excited to see Conor McGregor fight Max Holloway again. And I watched their old fight. I went and I watched their old fight. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing happened. UFC is over. It's all over, bro. The White House, it was the peak of not just our nation, but also the UFC. And it was also the last whimper and cry of the UFC. It's Conor McGregor came out and he was like, let me do my little walk. I could see it in his face. I could see it in his face that he wasn't fucking ready. Why did you come back? Why did you do that? I think Max Holloway even asked him that after the fight. Also, but like everybody's like shit, damn, like expressions were really funny though. I liked how Jogan I like how Joe Rogan was just like, God damn, like whenever people were like, maybe we'll do a third one, he's like, I don't know. I don't know. Real disappointing. Uh DC equivalated it to someone taking his candy away from him, which is makes sense. Made him sad. Fat. That's a fat thing to say. Let's get this money. Let's get this money, everybody. Ah, man. Saying that to a crowd of people after fucking, like, they all just wasted so much of their fucking money. Whoo! Oh! God damn! Poor sons of bitches. Poor sons of bitches, man. I feel bad for them. I feel bad for all of them. But, they're gonna do a third one, I guess. Are they? Why would I mean? Nobody's excited for a third one now. Nobody's excited to see because like everybody got their hopes up for this one. You know, it's just it's over. He's cooked. He's cooked. Conor McGregor. The look on his face was so sad when like it got called and it was just like okay, all right, cut it off. It was because it was just like yeah, man, it was 5 years. 5 years of waiting to get back into the ring just for your other leg to give up on you. This podcast episode is sponsored by Silas Print Shop. Guys, these shirts are fucking awesome. They have a ton of cool designs, they're ethically made, and they're just badass. There's funny ones, cool ones, tie-dye, and graffiti. They even have shorts. My favorite is a Chud Rugby. I like the stripes on it. Support the show and use discount code NOTCHUD to get 15% off your purchase. Once again, that is not chud to get 15% off your purchase. Link is in the description. Thank you to Silas Print Shop for sponsoring the show. Talking about like he's in hell on Twitter, bro. That's crazy. That is crazy. That sucks. I kind of feel like we're in a time loop a little bit, you know? Like I'm like, oh, Conor McGregor hurting his leg in a fight. Didn't expect that to happen, and I'm like, I guess I should have. This is the second time if I had a nickel for every time, Conor McGregor ruined my night on a UFC night by hurting his leg in the first round. I I'd only have two nickels, which isn't a lot, but that's still kind of weird that that happened twice, or whatever the saying is. Also he might have raped that woman, allegedly. I don't know. That shit's bad. Mike Tyson also did that shit. A lot of these fighters do that shit, and then they still get celebrated, and it's just one of those things where you just go, I guess that is just how it is, guys. So I guess if you're violent enough and beat up enough men, you can rape women, go to jail, come back out of jail, and still beat up people. I guess that is something as a society that we've decided is okay. So I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot me. I hate it as well. I think I think the second that we get like a clarification that someone has raped somebody, maybe we hang them, or do something like that, like castrate something like where it's just like anyway, that's a bummer. It's a bummer. Conor McGregor, a huge bummer and a waste of my Saturday evening. You know what is not a waste of my Saturday evening? Cigarettes. My God, brother, I love me some cigarettes. Oh God, I just realized this sounds like a fucking like cigarette ad from like the 60s. Okay, yeah, no. I don't actually love cigarettes. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't advocate for cigarettes. I've started smoking cigarettes, and that's okay. Sometimes it's okay to smoke cigarettes. When you're a rapper and you need to quit weed, you smoke cigarettes. And when your probation officer is like, yo, bruh, like you can't be doing weed no more. You can still smoke cigarettes. So I'm smoking cigarettes now, I guess. I guess that's my yeah, I'm like a rapper because I'm smoking cigarettes. That's my excuse. Also, it's cheap. These cigarettes are real cheap right now. I think they're trying to fight back against the Zens, and it's making sense because you get 20 of them for like how much I pay for the carton, or not for a carton. That'd be crazy. For what are they even called? A little package, for just like a little pack of cigarettes. It was $2.50, which is like okay, well, you know, kind of like the nicotine. I didn't realize they were that cheap. It's not like I go through a pack a day, though. I go through like maybe 4 cigarettes a day. It's just still not good. I mean, I don't know. And also, some days it varies. Depends on the day, depends on what I'm doing. Fuck you. I'll do what I want. I'll smoke when I want. You don't get to decide what I do. Okay? How about that? If I choose to take up smoking cheap fucking bottom of the barrel cigarettes, I will do so. Anyway, anyway, Xbox, as in the Xbox 360 company, the company who made the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One and those other consoles. They, the new CEO, a lady, has told fucking motherfucking, what's his name? I want to say Tom Brady, although that's not the right name. Tom. Why can I not remember his last name? The guy who made Skyrim. Todd or what? Todd Howard, not Tom. Jesus. Um, what is wrong with me? Todd Howard. You know that she went to Todd Howard, told Bethesda, they were like, yo, she was like, yo, how long is it gonna take? How long is it gonna take on the next Fallout game? Like, we got hella Fallout media right now. People are loving this shit. How long? They were like, sometime in the 2030s, maybe? And she was like, are you fucking retarded? You know, we also own Obsidian, the company Obsidian that made Fallout New Vegas. Well, guess what? Guess what? We'll go to them and let them make the new fucking Fallout game. Since you guys want to take forever, your fucking last Fallout game sucked balls anyways, and your Starfield or whatever terrible. The only good thing you've done is Skyrim, and you're waiting forever on the next game. That anyway, you're already late on that. So get the fucking work, Bethesda. That's what they're saying. Listen to your boss, Todd. Listen to your boss. Get to work. That's how I feel. And that's how everybody feels, really. I mean, that's how everybody's been feeling about Bethesda. Like, I mean, it's just been like, I mean, it's just become like common practice these days. So like, we're making a AAA game. Well, that's an excuse to wait fucking 5 years between every fucking entry, I guess. You know, I used to shit on Call of Duty for releasing a game every year, but honestly, I kind of prefer that. I kind of prefer that over like, hey, here's a game every fucking 8 years or every 5 years, even. God, like I don't know. Like the GTA thing is outrageous, you know, but they make up for it by being like Rockstar. First of all, never had a bad game, really. And then also it's a bajillion dollars that they've invested into this game. It's GTA, which made a bajillion dollars. Like it is a high ticket, high value item. So I kind of get why Rockstar is allowed to like, you know, a little bit. That's okay. It is okay for them to do that. That's why everybody is like, oh, they want $100. They want $100. That's fine. Let's give them $100 because really, like, we're gonna bitch a little bit, but like, we're giving them $100. We all knew it was gonna be $100 for GTA 6. Why are we acting surprised? Pay $80 if you feel like being a cheap bum. Okay, and I know that's the wrong opinion, and I know they should have just made it a $60. But is it realistic? Is it realistic for them to release. Can you imagine how much bullshit, fucking microtransaction, awful shit that they would have to put in the game if it was $60 and you just got everything? It'd be fucking dog shit because it's $1 billion. Billions with a B. More money than you've ever seen in your life times like 100,000. A lot. A lot of money, okay? Like, we're not talking a little bit of money here. $100, that's like what? Okay, look, if you the minimum wage is like $15 if you live somewhere regular. So if you move to somewhere rational, you will make $15 an hour. And then you can get GTA 6. Or you can play it on somebody else's fucking device, okay? That's what you're going to have to do. That's what I'm probably going to have to do. I'm going to have to borrow a PS5. I'm going to go, hey, motherfucker, give me your console so I can play that video game. And they're going to fight me over it, and I'm going to steal it. And I'm going to have to kill them because it's GTA 6. It's that important. So that's what we're doing. Did I already say we're back at war with Iran? I think we are. Doesn't matter though. Doesn't matter. Once again, doesn't matter. God, it doesn't matter. Nothing ever matters, man. People, and like, I guess, like, I don't know what the thorough line, I don't know what the lesson is with this week though, because I feel like there's been so much shit. There's been so much shit here. Like the Conor McGregor disappointment. That was just like a bummer. Because like, what do you even like? It makes you want to like. It just should he just quit? I think he should just quit. I think it might be time for him to just quit. Unfortunately, I think it might be time for him to wrap it up. Put a little bow on it. I don't know. Become a pastor. Do whatever the fuck else. Learn how to live without MMA. You know, you have to learn to live without before you can live with, brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. Oh. Did I say we're already at war? I'm also kind of like Stephen King, the way that I smoke cigarettes. I've also thought about that. That's the only thing that I have in common with him, though. That guy is a freak. I was thinking about like the mentality of like, can you keep yourself alone, like purely, and just make shit like with just like keeping yourself out alone in the woods, and you just have paper and ink. Can you really like create too much transformative content? Also, calling it transformative content probably makes those people want to stay out in the woods. However, it's transformative media art. Fucking, it's just art. All content is art, but like monetized art. That's what people say when they say content. So, you know, maybe that's why we should stop saying content. Maybe we should just go back to being like, oh, this is the art that I make. This is my art. I'm a comedian and I'm an artist. My art is comedy. So fucking gay. Actually, maybe not. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Maybe we do not do that. Maybe we do not. Stephen King, by the way, my original point is that he did cocaine out in the middle of nowhere and cigarettes out in the middle of nowhere. And I think that drove him to be in a place where he was just fucking horrified and making like horrific books all the time. Just thinking of the worst shit because like I don't know what his life was like aside from like when he was writing, which was just like him on coke and smoking hella cigarettes in the middle of nowhere. And I can imagine he did some weird shit seemed like a weird guy. All the pictures I saw of him looked very strange back in the day. So I can imagine that the cocaine and cigarettes would still be a good source of inspiration for somebody who is out in the middle of nowhere and wanting to make stuff, I guess. And if you don't have any other people to talk to, if you're literally just alone and it's just you out in the middle of nowhere, you might as well do some cocaine and cigarettes and become the next Stephen King. Right? That's the way I look at it. That's how I feel, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, I don't know what time we're at right now. I'm gonna check it. Okay, yeah, we're at a good time. All right, we're done. We're done.
I grab my nuts. I swab my nuts. I lick my nuts. I do everything to my nuts.